I think we have the most beautiful bottle of bourbon, should I say bottles of bourbon, I think I've ever seen. We're living in a world with wild ass Macallans and everything like that, but these bottles of whiskey from Rising Tide Spirits might just take the cake. Rising Tide Spirits is something of a passion project coming from incredible blender Ed Bly. He's been known for doing blending in this space for a while, but went off and started Rising Tide Spirits. And he has released the Old Stubborn label before, but now has the Old Swagger label as well. These are two unique individual releases, but they share something unique about the bourbon making process. One, an incredible single barrel cash strength offering from some of the best and most unique barrels out there. And then, of course, a blender's delight, bottled in bond with some beautiful well-aged bourbon. Let's take a look at both. But, I mean, man, we couldn't get into this without looking at this glass. My God. When was the last time you'd ever seen anything made like that? Absolutely incredible. Designed by Ed, actually. These are hand-blown glasses. And if you look inside, I don't know if I can get it on camera, but it has the signature cardinal that is the symbol of Rising Tide in the bottom of the bottle. So they may not have barrel char, but they got barrel birds for Rising Tide. This one is Old Stubborn, and then of course, we have Old Swagger. This one has a little bit gone because I opened this beautiful bottle with my father on Father's Day. Thank you, Ed. That was a really nice, really great day. So what are these, though? That is the big question. Because he tells you right on this, he tells you on the bottle, you can ask him yourself, send him a DM. He's probably going to get mad at me for saying that. But he's not afraid of telling you exactly where he gets it. Because you know what? At the end of the day, when you're a confident blender, especially, you can kind of make it whatever you want it to be. And also, when you have the right palate, you can pick something like single barrels for Old Stubborn, and it's going to be different, and probably better than what Joe Schmo off the street is going to do. So in the case of Old Stubborn, our single barrel cash strength release, these are pot still bourbon whiskeys. So this isn't just stuff coming off of Brown Foreman. This isn't just something, a barrel of beam, as good as those are. No, this is a unique find. This is 128.86 proof. 12 of 142 bottles. Again, single barrel cask strength from West Virginia. There's a couple distilleries out there. You could probably do a little bit of your homework. There's not a ton, though, not like Kentucky and stuff like that, so it's a little bit easier to find. These are a mix of 12 different barrels. Again, each bottle will come from a single barrel, but aged anywhere from 11 to 14 years. The one that I got here specifically happens to be a wheated mash bill. So this is a wheated cash strength, single barrel, pot still bourbon. Then, in the case of Old Swagger, here's where the blending prowess of the folks at Rising Tide and Ed come into play. Because this, straight up, as it says on the canister, on the bottle, this is MGP bourbon. This is 12 different barrels, 12 years old, blended together, bottled in bond. You don't know bottled in bond? There's 8 billion creators who will have a video on how to do it, including me somewhere down there. But it means it has to follow a very particular set of rules with proof, with age, with distilling season, etc. So, as a result for this one, we know it's 100 proof. Again, a blend of 12-year-old barrels married together from Indiana's MGP distillery. So enough of my yapping. What do these taste like? I'm not going to waste any time. Let's dip back into the Old Swagger. And it is just a soft, beautiful blend. It doesn't smell anything like 100 proof. This smells like 90 or less. It's just on the nose. There's no ethanol. There's no alcohol. Just like beautiful red fruit, caramelized sugars and stuff like that. Super sweet. On the palate is where the spice comes in. Oh my goodness gracious. Incredible black pepper, perfectly balanced spice, warm brown sugar, almost like a brown butter in there for me anyway. Like spiced banana bread, if that makes any sense at all. Spiced banana bread runs through the palate. Beautiful, long, warm finish. I mean, this is just a winner all day long. But now that we've warmed up with the bottle and bond, let's get into the cask strength single barrel Old Stubborn, just like me. So again, this one being a cask strength, about 128 proof, wheated bourbon, anywhere from 11 to 14 years old. Beautiful sweet spot. Ooh. Ooh. That's like bitter dark chocolate on the nose. It's not overly sweet. Yeah, like super cocoa-y. But again, not like milk chocolate, like bitter dark chocolate. And again, for nearly 130 proof, I would have said this was 100, 105, something like that. Little bit of like grain in there, but man, just that dust of bitter cocoa. That's all I can say. You can definitely taste the wheated bourbon. Unlike everyone always thinks rye spicy, and it is in its own way, I find wheated bourbons to come off as spicier. There's a little bit more tingle, if you will, on the palate. There's a little bit more of that like zip and zing on wheated bourbons as opposed to high rye bourbons. I swear, I get more grain notes in high rye bourbons, but I get more spice in wheated bourbons. So take that for what it's worth from me. One man's palate. Chocolate, grape, that like, again, that wheated, almost tingly spiciness kind of thing. Just beautifully made. Again, this is a single barrel. This is not blended together. And a long, low and slow finish. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. These are obviously very limited edition. These are high-end bottles. This is definitely a premium product, and I believe they sold out pretty damn quick. I know when Ed sent this to me like a couple of weeks ago, one of them was completely sold out online, but there might have been a few bottles left in the store down in Kentucky. And if you rush, you could maybe find one of them online, but I'm willing to bet by now they're probably all gone. So with that said, though, if you weren't aware of Rising Tide and the Old Stubborn label and now the Old Swagger label, definitely follow their socials, follow their release. Go visit Revival Vintage Spirits. I still got to owe you guys a visit. And keep track of when the next volume of these releases are coming out. They are premium priced, I believe, depending on the bottle. Some of them, one of them I think was like $175, $180. The other one was like $250, $275. They're expensive. But honestly, given what you might pay, especially secondary for some regular ass bottles, I'm looking at you, Buffalo Trace Products. If you're gonna go out there and pay some schmo on Facebook, $300 for his Eagle Rare, or like a Blanton's Barrel Pick or something like that, do yourself a favor and spend $200 on one of these and get something 10 times better. Just one man's opinion. Thank you very much, Rising Tide Spirits. They did send me the bottles to taste, to share, and share with you. So you keep your eyes on them. And if you like whiskey and you like bourbon, hit all that stuff below because it helps me and it makes me very, very happy. You want to make me happy? Or if you don't, send me all your bad bourbon. I will happily drink it for you. Until the next time, take care.